Well, it's official now. France is going to recognize Palestine as an independent country very soon. Can you imagine this? France, a permanent member of the United Nations Security Council and a G7 nation, has declared it will officially recognize a Palestinian state in September 2025. Let me tell you, this is geopolitics at its most consequential. The move France is making is huge. It could seriously influence other European countries to take a similar step. It's like France is trying to set an example, both against Israel's current actions and the U.S.'s unwavering support for them. And yeah, the U.S. is definitely not going to be happy about this. Just look at this. President Emmanuel Macron made a surprise announcement on social media platform X, saying France will recognize a Palestinian state in September. This would make France the first permanent Security Council member and G7 country to take such a bold step. Sure, Ireland, Norway, and Spain already recognized Palestine earlier this year. But this is different. This is France, a nuclear power with massive influence in Europe and globally. And if you look back, France has a long and complicated history with Palestine. After the 1967 war, Charles de Gaulle, a very prominent figure in French history, openly supported Palestinian rights. France even engaged with the Palestine Liberation Organization decades ago. In 2014, the French Parliament pushed for recognition, but it didn't actually happen. This time, though, the reason behind the move is pretty clear: the urgent need to stop the war in Gaza and help the starving civilian population. What's happening in Gaza right now is just cruel. Yeah, we all know what happened on October 7th, 2023. No one is denying that. But Israel's response in Gaza hasn't just been about Hamas anymore. It's turned into a full-blown humanitarian catastrophe. Tens of thousands dead, widespread starvation, and civil infrastructure basically gone. Israel has imposed a tight blockade on Gaza, restricting food, water, medicine, fuel, all basic supplies. This isn't something hidden or up for debate anymore. Starvation is real, and people are dying from it. Now, sure, Israel's argument is that they don't want Hamas to regroup or gain strength. But they're ignoring the bigger picture. This war is shifting global sentiment. Even those who usually stand by Israel are starting to call for justice for Palestine. Israel has done massive damage in Gaza, but their core mission still isn't accomplished. And in the process, they've lost a lot of the world's sympathy. The World Health Organization and other UN agencies are openly saying that mass starvation is taking hold in Gaza. And just to show how bad it's gotten, 1 in every 5 children is malnourished in Gaza City, and the numbers keep rising every day. Diseases are spreading like wildfire. In a place where war has broken everything, survival becomes the only goal. There's no hygiene, no clean clothes, no real shelter, just people trying to stay alive. A lot of hospitals have been bombed. There are even reports that the IDF has attacked medical staff and doctors. The situation in Gaza has reached horrifying levels. Tragically, many people there are becoming what some describe as walking corpses. Thousands of children are going hungry each day, with some media outlets reporting that nearly 900,000 children are affected. So with all this going on, France is emphasizing peace, pushing for a two-state solution based on secure and recognized borders. Macron has tried before. He even had plans for a summit in Riyadh with Saudi Arabia and some European partners, but that fell apart after the brief Israel-Iran war in June. Now, though, France is going ahead and probably pressuring others to do the same. As expected, reactions are rolling in. Israeli PM Netanyahu slammed France's move, calling it a reward for terror and hinting at possibly annexing the West Bank. The U.S., with Secretary of State Marco Rubio, straight up rejected France's plan, calling it a slap in the face to the victims of October 7th. There's clearly a widening gap now between Washington and Paris. In the UK, Keir Starmer recently said what's happening in Gaza is unspeakable and indefensible. British politicians are urging him to recognize Palestine and take action to stop the horror. Honestly, I think there's a real chance that Britain might follow France's lead eventually. France's move breaks decades of hesitation by major Western powers to formally recognize Palestine. It challenges the idea that the status quo is acceptable. And yeah, it puts diplomatic pressure on the U.S. in a big way. This could start a domino effect. If more EU or NATO countries follow, the whole dynamic could shift. It could revive serious talk of a two-state solution, something many had already written off. Countries like Sweden, Norway, Ireland, and Spain already recognize Palestine. Now, with France joining that list, momentum is clearly building. In Asia, too, there's movement. Japan's engaging in talks. China is pushing heavy pro-Palestine narratives, and many Asian nations already recognize Palestine. Take a look at a global map of recognition. You'll see just how many countries have already recognized Palestine as a state. France is just the latest addition, but a very important one. Still, let's be honest. The sad reality is that, for Palestinians starving today in Gaza, this recognition won't deliver food, electricity, or safety. It's diplomatic pressure, not immediate relief. And the other side of this is still very real. Around 250 Israeli hostages are believed to be in Gaza. Israel's stance is firm. Until every last one is brought home, the war goes on. That's what makes this so complex. Israel is using every possible method to try and crush Hamas. But in doing so, they're losing the world's trust and sympathy. And let's be real, Israel isn't just looking to eliminate Hamas. Their long-term goals seem bigger, possibly reshaping the region entirely. So yeah, this diplomatic pressure is a positive step for Palestine's future, even if it's symbolic for now. Macron is doing what a lot of past leaders wouldn't dare do. But he's also taking a huge risk, risking France's ties with Israel, its global alliances, and even internal tensions at home. So the big question is, what comes next? If France follows through in September, and others follow, we could be entering a new phase of the Israel-Palestine conflict. So what do you think? Will France's recognition actually change anything on the ground? Or is this mostly symbolic? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thanks for watching, and I hope you all have a peaceful day.